Hello, it's me again, Yvie here, and I'm actually a few minutes early, and wow. Hey Alessandra, hey Keys, hi Jess, hi Oliver, welcome. I'm just waiting for that, the initial, is this gonna keep streaming, is it gonna crash sort of thing. So far it looks okay. Cool. So I thought this week, seeing as we're now in July is Disability Pride Month, and I have a fairly old illustration that I haven't finished. Oh, thanks Keys, thanks for that feedback. Yeah, so this illustration is an old Draw This in Your Style that came up on Instagram back in 2021. Wow, over 3 years ago. One of the very first I started. And I never finished it. I was making it very complicated with lots of layers. So as my style has progressed, as I've continued to sort of try out different techniques, I've simplified my process, and I want to have another crack at doing this illustration, carrying on from where it was, and just removing a lot of layers, merging things, giving it a bit more of a fresh colour and some energy, and maybe finish it. I don't think I'd finish it today, but at least get on with it. So here we go. The original illustration, as I said, it came off Instagram. This is the original illustration. I just make this a bit bigger. Ooh, my pen doesn't seem to want to connect very well. So as you can see, it's just a sweet little garden illustration. And at the time this came out, I was new to using a wheelchair, which I never really got to use because I have a wheelchair that somebody else has to push, and it's not an automatic. It's not a electric wheelchair. And getting in the garden was really a bit of a sore point for me because I couldn't actually get in the garden to water any plants. So I saw this and I thought, you know what, I'll do this, Draw This in Your Style, but I'll do it with a wheelchair. And so yeah. So obviously there's somebody else's original concept, Moody _ Draw This in Your Style was the hashtag at the time, Moody Illustrations. And I think I just want to finish it and just, I'd like to improve how many wheelchair illustrations I've got. You know what, wheelchairs are not easy to draw. They are so technical, and I don't really do technical. I don't like to draw cars and bikes and buses. I like flowing lines, which I suppose maybe I'm just being, I don't know, curmudgeonly. But yeah, okay, so I'm gonna carry on with this. Let me all know what you're up to in the chat. What are you creating? What have you been creating this week? I'd love to know. Oh, thank you, Keys. Looks amazing. I was pleased when I did this, you know, I thought, wow, this is great. And then it just, it got really icky with so many layers. I thought, I'm making this harder than it needs to be. Thank you, Jess, that's lovely. Thank you, Alessandro. Key says, did not know it was Disability Month, perhaps because it's not international. It is international, actually. It's international, but whether it's shared internationally in terms of, I actually put I shared a story on Instagram about this very topic, in that everyone recognises Pride Month, and corporations go all out with their Pride colours and stickers and emojis, and everything gets the branding. Disability Pride Month has its own flag, but doesn't get any of that international global type attention, which is positive in the sense that there's no extortionate prices for things with just a flag on. It's not positive because there are plenty of people who just aren't aware, but it will grow the more we talk about it. That's right, Jess. Yeah, June Pride Month and July Disability Pride Month. I'm not sure who decided, but obviously it's there now, and there's even a flag. Oh, you're doing a wheelchair illustration as well, Jess. Oh, nice. Yeah, analogue with coloured pencils. Well, I'm using an Apple pencil, so it's almost analogue in the sense that I think I probably go over everything with just as much effort if it was a coloured pencil. But I get to my errors are easily retractable. But yeah. So what I was doing was going through all these layers again and just getting out the line work, separating that, merging coloured layers, and then I was just going to go over them with the type of pencils I use now. So it's a bit of a, I've got a bit of a, it's not admin. I've got a bit of a process to just get through first. I could have started the whole image again, I suppose, but then what would I do with this one? I sort of noticed that when I'll do this with this one here, if you click on a layer and change the blend mode, for example, I'm changing it back to normal, you can't then select the layer again and do what you need to do with it. You have to click out of the blend mode drop down list before you can re-access the layer. I still haven't got used to that. And I'm just going to merge all these lines down and have a separate drawn layer. and then I just merge all of the colours, all of the layers of the coloured piece together. And then when I've done the same for all of these different layers, I will sprinkle the magic. It's a little bit tedious, I have to say, but needs must. Oh, thanks for sharing that, Jess. I will repost that link because I do know it's the right one as well, yeah. And you're right, Keys, yeah, definitely should be talked about more. I suppose that's where the imagery comes in, where if you see the flag, that's like it sparks the conversation. And it's the absence of the visual that probably is the biggest hindrance. No worries, Jess, thank you. Thanks for sharing that. Perhaps I could have prepped this session better by doing this in advance. Oops. think I'll merge all these flowers together as well, because I know they're all going to be pretty much on the same layer. Jess is asking, you work on your iPad and share that screen. Just curious about different ways of live streaming here. Do you know, this is actually something I'm going to just put into a little step-by-step, because it did take me, I think, 2 to 3 weeks to really get my head around how to stream an iPad screen and not use the stream to Behance from the iPad, because doing that means I lose a lot of the rest of it. I wouldn't have been able to type in chat or have any more of my fancy little thingy-mabobs going on, like music. So it is a little complicated, and it is a step-by-step process, which the technical things I just wouldn't be able to recall off the top of my head. But I did start off with Sean Kozel's his step-by-step instructions, and I adapted it from that, plus some Googling. So I will share a little sort of how-to template. In actual fact, it's probably one of one of my many lists I've got going. So yeah, because I literally just have an iPad and a MacBook. I don't have any other gadgets. The biggest thing is that they are connected with a wire. Had plenty of teething issues with it though, so it's I think once you sort it, and it sort of takes some time to get used to it. It's possible though. Noticed how some of these leaves, they look like bunnies. Like this one, I just keep seeing bunny ears. Oh, no worries, Jess. Thanks for saying hi. Enjoy your food. How many more have I got to go? Ugh. Not too many. So just going to try something which I think I've just remembered. Holding down this secondary button, this circle, if you press it, it becomes a secondary button, and then click each layer, and then go to merge selected. There we go, another way of doing it. But then I have to get rid of this extra empty layer group. Yeah, the colours are lovely, aren't they, Alessandra? As they obviously they're from somebody else's concept, but and I would probably have gone for something a lot more bold. It's quite what's the word? Good practice or challenging to stick with somebody else's colour concept with your own style coming through. It's a nice challenge to put yourself through. The reason why I love all these draw this in your style challenges is because it's quite simply because I just need to practice different drawing techniques, and it's almost like relearning how to draw, and especially with an iPad. So just somebody else taking out a portion of the thinking, somebody else having a concept, and I don't have to think so much, leaves me with some brain room to just play around with a style. Seem to have lost my image of the drawing. What have I done? Have I made a pickle? It's there. Did I select that by accident? Just move it out the way. Isn't it, Keys? It is a good article, and the fact that it was revised as well, to hope to include more people with, I think it's epilepsy or migraines. I'm not quite sure what the condition is that where the original flag was too contrasty. I think part of the reason this file was originally just so massive was because I was practicing the watercolour paints, which I don't really tend to use now. I think I've realised I just love oil and gouache too much, or the pastels. So that's what I will be using for this piece as well, when I get there. What I also did was the background image was a vector brush, and then I clipped my shading and highlights and stuff onto the vector. If you merge them all together, they all merge as a pixel brush, which is precisely what I want anyway. How many have I got left? Oh, just 4 flowers left, I think. And the watering can. I think if I just stick to the flowers first, get those all done. Becky says, regarding the epilepsy and migraine, it is mentioned in the article that the former flag that had zigzags induced migraines and epilepsy if watched by people sensitive from those conditions. Yeah, that was right. There was zigzags in it as well. I much prefer it as it is now, just a nice stripe across the rectangle, stripe across the page. I like muted colours as well, so it's the colours I think are quite nice on it. Right, one more flower and then have a look at the wheelchair and the cat. This hasn't been tedious at all. It's a very good reminder of how you want to organise your layers in advance. There's another flower there actually, I've just noticed. No, that's the one I was just working with. Okay. Right, waterfall. Oh, that's quite simple. That was already normal. That here. Merge down. Okay, how do I want to organise this one? I think I'll take the watering can out. I know I'm going to go over most of these. Another load of layers. Yeah. If may as well put it all on the same layer. think that's all of them. Sorry, this is probably the most boring stream ever. Just watching me move these layers around. I can't wait to do some drawing. Don't want to do that. Edge selected, that's the right side of the wheelchair. No, it's the left, so it's here. Oh boy, this is where it gets complicated. Start with the nose. I really have changed how I do all this. Yeah, don't keys. It was more about trying to reduce the size of the file because it was just huge, and then giving it an updated sort of look, just the way I illustrate now. Actually, the quicker way would be to do this. Just a few more of these to go. Almost there. What was that? They were the clouds. And I hadn't finished the pavement at the bottom. Cool. So I think that's empty. That one, yeah, that's empty. I can delete that layer, and I'll just take out all these bees and birds, bumblebees, bees, birds, butterflies. Cool. Right. So if I move this to the top. And now I'm going to add all of these layers together in one, so I have my illustration layer. Give it a pixel hue so I can check black and white. Why is that sticking at the bottom? It needs to be pixel, that's why. Convert to pixel layer. Okie doke. So obviously I can now start redrawing. Thank you for your patience, everybody. Let's give it a save. Go to my favourite pencils. What size is this? Oh, it's iPad screen size, so yeah, my favourite pencil. Let's use that one, perfect pencil. And I also want to use I think I might use the gouache for these. Gouache Magic. That's nice. When you've got such a long list of favourites, what I tend to do is, when I know which ones I want to use, I will just quickly draw with them. And then delete it so they appear in my recents file, drop down. So I've got perfect pencil and I've got the gouache magic, gouache thick detail. That's nice. I thought the smoothing was up on that. Ding ding ding. And pretty sure I've got some other gouache ones here as well. Makes my eyes go cross-eyed sometimes going through this little list. Amazing cartoon nib. That's the small one. I think this is the softer one, yeah. And I thought I had other gouache ones, perhaps I don't. Oh, I've been using the oil pastels, that's what I've been using. Right, I might try something with the clouds later, but effectively this is what I'm working with. So I'm going to just erase some of the drawing lines now that I don't need to use those. Purple pencil. Gosh, that looks a mess, doesn't it? Get rid of some of these. Lovely to see you, Alessandra. Have a good day at work. Catch you soon. Oh, I don't have to be so precise with this. Let's go, Yvie, let's go. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. I need to get the order of these. Well, that's the background. Obviously, her hair is going to have a lot more wispy, probably curly, flowy bits when I get round to that. Which reminds me, I'm going to visit my brother over the next few weeks because my partner's going away and there's nobody to look after me at home. So I'm going to my brother's, which means streaming from somewhere different next week, if I'm able to stream next week. I'm not sure yet. But whilst I'm at my brother's, he's got 3 beautiful children and I cannot wait to be drawing them, doing some mini illustrations, and I might just get their advice on what they think of characters that I've created. They are the experts on what's cute. I think the reason I kept all these layers, now that I think about it, was because it was so technical. Drawing a wheelchair was so technical, I didn't want to lose the layers. Oh, it's pixelated because I think I had it smaller and then I made it bigger. And that's why I want to go over it again as well, is to address some of these sort of weird pixelated look that it's got. And I was trying to play around with patterns as well, and the patterns don't seem to really work. It's like vectors and patterns and grit smudge and all sorts. I was like, I want to try everything, all the brushes. As well as the watercolours. So yeah, just the cleanup process, and then give it a bit more love. Alright, so let me get my head around where all these lines intersect. Need to pick a brush. Ding, 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 ding. I'll probably have to put a, well, I don't have to, but I think I'd like to put a design on the wheelchair cover as well. Maybe something floral. Or a quote. Something I'd like for my own wheelchair is cool wheel covers. Sorry if you can hear my dogs. Is that right? Yeah. Whoa. What? Where are the fingers going? That needs some amendments somewhere, I think. Oh no, it's that. That's the wrong. That's the wheel. Cool. Oh no, rubbing out the wrong lines. Left. Looks like there's some funny lines. Nope, I'm meant to have those lines. What's that bit? Oh my goodness. I think I might have just merged these layers, a couple of them in the wrong order as well. Oh well. Sorry if you heard that timer, that was my rainbow clock letting me know how long I've been streaming for, just so I can keep an eye on the time. This is rather tedious, but I am actually glad I've started to work on it again. I don't like to see things being left behind in my folders. And it's been over 3 years, it was about time. I think at the time I first started working on this one, I don't think I was even aware of Disability Pride Month. Maybe it was a year later I came across it. And I have got some other illustrations as well that I need to revive also. And they are more specific to illustrations about disability pride. Being my own sort of project, I've just sort of let them, they've not received much attention, and so they're now a year old. So I might try and revive those as well, maybe for another stream this month. Got very sharp, pointy hair, this one. Am I retired? I'm not retired. I was self-employed. I was self-employed just before, not long before, I then had to stay home to look after my daughter who was poorly, and then whilst she was poorly, I became very poorly, and that's the sort of state I've been stuck in. There is probably a correlation between the two. My normal, well, when I say normal, my previous version of myself was extremely active, and I think almost too active to be able to actually stay still and get projects done. So peculiarly, this whole being sort of confined to my bed has been a right now you can focus on things in front of you. Oh, I'm not. No, it's fine, Keys. I don't mind talking about it. It's quite funny how my mum, when I first became poorly, my mum came to look after me, and I was always extremely athletic, and then suddenly I was in the space of I can't even wipe down windowsills. So my mum was coming here to do all these jobs that I would have normally just whipped around and done super fast. So there's been quite a big lesson in humility and losing ego, or letting the ego die to some degree. And actually, yeah, my anniversary of my diagnosis is in 2 days' time. Is tomorrow. Sorry, it's tomorrow. So I call it my Dependence Day. The irony of it all. My little sprinkling of water. Gosh, almost done this layer. Can't quite tell what I was doing here. The feet look a bit odd on those. Don't even know what they're called. Feet leaning things. Feet rests. Foot rests. Oof. Please tell me I have finished ironing out the lines. Ooh, that doesn't look a bit creepy. Oh no, I have forgotten some here. There you go, it's a good way of checking if I've got my lines right. That doesn't look odd. And is that the background? This is going to have so much more detail in it. A la 2024 version. Nice. Right, I have a drawn layer. What time are we at? When was it? Oh, I think I'll just give this some nice new lines. No, I won't. I'll leave the lines as they are. I'll give them a soft light, maybe a hard overlay. With a soft light and start reworking on this. What should I stick with? Should I start with flowers, cat, chair, person? She really is. Her feet are all skew with. I think I'll start with what she's wearing. I don't like the way those stripes come across. So, hard pastel, and obviously the colours. Where's my off-white? Off-white. That bluey off-white. I'll start with that. Turn down the opacity. And I'm just going to draw over this. Don't really like the textures that I've put on it. I think I'd probably get better effects with some nice pastels and dried gouache brushes. Oh, thank you, Keys. I am. I've got a very supportive family. They just need a break themselves, that's why they're going away. I also think the brushes might have improved. I can't remember what brush I was using originally. It does look really pixelated though, so I do wonder. I think it might have been because I stretched the canvas, but I do wonder whether I was actually using brushes that weren't didn't have the detail I needed for edges, the soft detail. And I suppose I need something a little bit lighter as well. Well, that's the first layer of the top, and I'll add something to the jeans. Is that too dark? 1, 2. I want to go even lighter. What's that line? Is that me not making a decision about where the thigh is? I think so. That's going to confuse me. Let's just take that out. Where's my darker? There it is. Oh, I'm so glad I decided to do that, because that grit smudge just didn't look right. Grit smudge? It's not grit smudge. What is it? It's half grain, half grit, half grain. Although it does give it a nice effect, textured effect underneath. Cool. Okay, let's do some skin. Gold sock on the left foot and the green one on the right. Whoa, those shoes need some work, I think. Just spotted the interesting parallel in that the last piece I was working on, which is still to be finished as well, is also, I suppose I would call them a female person out in nature. I think it's basically my favourite type of image to create. Dun dun dun. Yep, some work needed on that right foot for sure. Let's give this wheelchair just a blast of colour, and then I think I'll just leave it there for today. Let's give maybe a darker shade around the edge. There's some more lines. Oh, for sure, keys. Not sure what that blue thing is on the wheel. I wonder if it was just me getting my wheels lined up. It looks a bit weird. And again, it could be the inside of the wheel where it's attached to the seat. These absolutely look like donuts. I wonder if anybody's ever drawn a wheelchair which looks like it's made up of desserts. Looks the same as when I arrived. However, there are differences. Let's give that a save. You've not been able to travel as much as a few years ago, and you hope you'll be able to do soon. I hope you can as well, Keys. This is literally the first year I've travelled somewhere that isn't the doctor's or some sort of appointment since 2019. Tell a lie, I went to my daughter's. No, it was this year. I went to my daughter's this year for the day. So yeah, I imagine there's just like so many places now that I'd really like to go to. Now that I have a wheelchair that I can, but it requires other people's input. But I hope that you're able to explore more and get some adventures, even if it's travelling around Iceland, places that you haven't experienced before. All those forests. if there are any. Okay, I'm gonna head off now. I want to thank you so much for joining me. Great conversation with you, Keys. Thank you for being here. I don't think I'll be streaming next week because it's the day that I'm no, it's not the day that I'm traveling. I just don't know how. I might be streaming next week, let's put it that way. I don't know whether the setup at my brother's will allow for it, but if I am, I think I will try and get this picture done, seeing as the layout is here, and yeah, and if that works out well, I'll be able to stream the week after as well, doing one of the other Disability Pride illustrations that I started last year, which I'm really excited about. Cool. Oh, clever. Thank you so much for joining and saying hello. You've been lurking. That's absolutely fine. I don't talk much on this. I just sort of waffle and, you know, waffle and doodle, scribble. I hope you like my music. I can't hear it. I hope you're enjoying the music. Thank you, everybody. Have a great day tomorrow if you celebrate 4th of July. I will be having my own personal anniversary of a Dependence Day and having a load of appreciation for the support I have in my home and online community. And it's also election day tomorrow, so it's a lot happening tomorrow. Wherever you are, I hope that you have a great rest of your week, and happy July 4th for dependence and independence. Absolutely. Thank you, everybody. I shall now try and exit without crashing. There we go. Bye.